What's going on, Guardians, and welcome back. Today we have an insane Titan build lined up for the Edge of Fate, and trust me, it is going to make the legendary campaign feel like a breeze. We're talking great weapon damage, top tier survivability, and near constant ability uptime, and it's all going to be centered around the Ward of Dawn. If you're planning on jumping into the legendary campaign day one like I am, this is the build that you're going to want by your side. So do me a favor, drop a like, hit that sub button if you're new, and without further ado, let's get into it. At the heart of this setup is the Ward of Dawn super, and let me tell you, it's not just a bubble anymore. It's your safe space, your damage booster, and of course, your best friend in chaos. Basically, you're gonna pop your Ward of Dawn, it's gonna give you and your team weapons of light with a 25% damage buff for 15 seconds. And every time you walk back in, it will refresh your weapons of light. Now, pair this with the exotic Helm of Saint-14 is exactly what you're going to need. Otherwise, you're not going to get weapons of light at all. You're just going to get a safe space to hang out in. Now, the Helm of Saint-14 isn't just about creating weapons of light. Every time an enemy walks into your bubble, they will immediately get blinded. It's fantastic for any dense activities, or if you have a res that's tough to get to because of enemies nearby, just pop your bubble on your teammate and boom, there you go. Blinded enemies, easy res, and that's all you need to do. It's perfect for any in-game content, and it's going to work extremely well with the Edge of Fate campaign. Now, let's break down the subclass details to make this build shine. First up, we're going with Rally Barricade solely because of the quicker cooldown, as well as the weapon stat buff you get when shooting behind it. For your jump, I prefer Catapult Lift, but hey, pick whatever works best for you. Now, for the melee, Shield Throw is going to give you overshields on every single hit. This build is all about survivability, creating overshields, and the Shield Throw is a must. Now, for the grenade, I would recommend either Scatter Grenade or Vortex Grenade. Both feel great, both do good damage, and preferably those are the two that I'm going to take into any in-game content. Now, with the aspects is where it starts to get spicy. Offensive Bulwark states while you have an overshield, and you will all of the time, your grenade will recharge faster, melees hit harder, and melee kills extend your overshield duration. Pairing this with Bastion, so when you cast your barricade or your super, you will immediately get an overshield. It's simple, it's effective, and it synergizes perfectly. Now, with the fragments, this is where your survivability loop really kicks in. First up, you have Echo of Persistence, so your void buffs beating your overshield, invisibility, and devour are going to last longer. Then there is Echo of Leeching. Your melee kills start health regen for you, but also for nearby allies. Pairing it with Echo of Harvest, so when we defeat a weakened target, it will create an Orb of Power as well as a Void Breach. That's going to synergize so well with Echo of Starvation because every time you pick up that Void Breach or an Orb of Power, this is going to activate Devour. And remember, Devour is getting a little bit of a nerf down from 200 to 140 HP, but Devour is still going to give you fantastic survivability on top of that increase to grenade regeneration while it's active. And every kill while Devour is up is just going to reset the timer. You're constantly going to be regenerating health, your abilities are going to be coming back faster, and this loop just feeds itself. It's like the game is begging you to stay alive and keep throwing those grenades as well as popping your overshields. Now, with the weapons, you have a lot of flexibility here, but I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to be taking into this campaign. First up, we've got a rocket sidearm. I'd recommend either Tenacious Mastery with Chill Clip. Still a fantastic, even though Chill Clip is getting a little bit of a nerf because of barrier champions. The alternative one would be the Rocket Strand sidearm with Slice. So when you cast your class ability, not only are you going to get that overshield, but you're also going to be able to sever enemies, reducing their damage output by 40%. That's probably going to be the one that I'm going to go with. I'm only really using Tenacious because we're doing this in a Grandmaster, and hey, Tenacious still can cover all three champions. Now, for our special weapon, or I guess our energy weapon, I'm going to go with anything that uses Repulsor Blaze plus destabilizing rounds. My number one pick here is Reckless Oracle. Some solid other picks are going to be Recluse, Grid Skipper, or hell, even Lotus Eater with Repulsor and Destabilizing will keep you alive, and it is a fantastic weapon to choose from. You can always swap out a different weapon in the primary slot if you use Lotus Eater. Now, we all know that Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds is a staple in any Void weapon, and it is no surprise it continues to be that way. Having the ability to not only just weaken enemies with those volatile rounds, Also, getting an overshield from Repulsor Brace is just a top tier pick in my opinion, and it synergizes beautifully with the rest of this build. Now, for your heavy slot, couple standout picks here are Microcosm or Finality's Augur if you have it from the dungeon. Reason being is these are both listed as featured exotics coming with the new expansion, meaning they're going to get the new gear bonuses dealing more damage out the gate. Or you can also go classic Thunderlord. It's still a top tier heavy, lightning strikes, rapid fire. It's fantastic for ad clear. Plus in any endgame content, you stun overload champions with it. And remember, if you opt to go with Microcosm, it does get that damage buff after you use your super. Meaning you're gonna have the 25% weapon damage because of Weapons of Light on top of the 20% damage you're getting because Microcosm just does that intrinsically. Now let's talk some mods. For your helmet, we're going with a Void and a Siphon mod that matches whatever special weapon we're gonna be bringing, and of course a special ammo finder to keep us topped up on our rocket sidearm ammo. Now for the gauntlets, I'm opting to go with firepower, so grenade kills equal orbs of power. Fastball, because I hate throwing grenades slow. Then grenade kickstart. This one is a little bit new to me. I rarely use kickstart mods, but this states when we have our grenade energy fully expended, it will utilize those armor charges to give us grenade energy back. Plus, the ability to regen we're getting from Devour means we're gonna have our grenade up fairly often. Now, for the chest piece, you can toss on resistance mods. More than likely, it's gonna be Void or Arc, depending on the enemies on Kepler. And of course, we're gonna go with a reserve mod that is either for our heavy weapon or for our special weapon. Preferably our special because you can use it mostly like a primary gun and you don't have to worry much about the ammo economy. Now for the legs, we're going with Better Already for healing every time we pick up an orb, Scavenger mod to match our special weapon, then Orbs of Restoration, which will top up our lowest ability with some ability gen every time we pick up that Orb of Power. Now, for the class item, we're going with Bomber, so it reduces our grenade cooldown when we use our class ability. Reaper, so every time we use our class ability, then get that weapon kill, it creates an orb. Now, Powerful Attraction to finish it off, so every time we pop our barricade, it will pick up orbs within 12 meters. This is just going to give us overshields, grenade energy, as well as Devour over and over and over. So, what do we have here? A fantastic tank of a build that is also great at supporting, deals pretty solid damage, and also makes it so you have survivability like crazy. It's gonna help you fly through any content that Edge of Fate is gonna throw at you, and guess what? This is just the beginning. Edge of Fate is bringing huge sandbox changes, new exotics, featured exotics, and fresh synergy opportunities, and I'm gonna be right here bringing you the best builds for every class and every playstyle. So if you're excited for what's to come next and you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like, hit that sub button, feel free to turn on notifications, and drop a comment down below. What are you gonna be using for day one? As always, thank you so much for coming and watching, and I will catch you in the next one.